Imagine moving with the grace of a dancer and the power of a martial artist, creating a personal combat flow that's uniquely you. This video isn't just about learning moves. It's about helping you to unlock that raw aesthetic power within your body, transforming your physical expression into a captivating artistry, or what I like to call flow. Flowing in martial arts begins with detachment, and all detachment is letting go of everything in this physical realm. You simply acknowledge these things for what they are and you move forward. You allow yourself to be free from any type of parameters or boundaries that we allow society to place within our minds. A beautiful quote I love from the Tao is that it talks about once you accomplish your goal, you simply walk away. This doesn't necessarily mean you simply abandon that thing that you were working on. You just learn to not attach yourself to the outcome. See, when you flow in the realm of martial arts, you let go of all of these parameters, these preconceived thoughts that fester within our minds, or what has to be the correct way of doing things. You simply do what feels comfortable. How do you do what feels comfortable, or you create flow in the space of martial arts? The foundation is built upon constant repetitions, not just constant unintentional repetitions, but constant intentional repetitions, being present of what's happening. For example, you practice the same sequence over and over again. We start off with a 1-2. You create a certain rhythm with your 1-2 or the jab cross. As you get more established with that 1-2, then you introduce a front kick. You practice that for some time, and then you finally add your last piece to this sequence, and that is a side kick. So you go 1-2, front kick to a side kick. At this point, you perfect that combination, and then after a while, you start to create a flow state within that sequence. You don't think about throwing this combination, it just naturally flows. And this right here, what I have mentioned in previous videos, is ultra instinct. This is the flow state we want to enter in the realm of martial arts. No longer thinking about what we're going to do, but through constant repetitions, we allow ourselves to move freely without any boundaries. And we begin to paint a picture we were destined to create. What used to be a rigid 1-2 front kick to a side kick now flows so much more naturally. One of the major keys to flowing very nicely is linking moves that flow naturally well with each other. Some combos don't flow nice and well with each other. They feel rigid when you first do it. Some combos flow naturally well with each other, and it feels like no effort is being done when you throw this combination. A perfect example is a 1-2-3 followed by a spinning back fist. Once you guys throw that lead hook, you're already in an advantageous position to throw a more devastating spinning back fist. So as you throw your 1-2, you throw your 3, you see how my body is already in a more natural position to throw a more devastating spinning back fist. Combos that are put together like this feel a whole lot more natural. Like if you were to use this combination on your opponent, you probably would think that your opponent really has no chance standing after this combination because it's put together so nicely. Versus a combination like a 1-2-3 followed by a lead uppercut or a 5. Once you throw your 3, you now have to reset and simply throw your 5. So going from a 3 to a 5 might not flow as nicely as opposed to going from a 3 to a spinning back fist. However, that's for beginners. For beginners, going from a 3 to a 5, it's gonna feel rigid, it's gonna feel weird. And at times you're gonna feel a bit frustrated because it just doesn't flow as nicely as opposed to other combinations. But for someone who's more advanced in their training, going from a 3 to a 5 might feel just as natural going from a 3 to a spinning back fist. It's all about establishing comfort in whatever position that you're in. That's why I love capoeira so much, because when people look at this art form, they might think they're in a bad position. However, capoeira teaches us that whatever position that we're in, we should be able to throw a strike. So you may mess up on a spinning hook kick, but you're so used to being in a bad position, you're able to reset because of your crazy balance and stability, where you're now able to throw a more devastating strike. That's why it's important to practice both sides when it comes to martial arts training. Whatever you do to one side, you should do to the other. So then that way you get more proficient on the weaker side. Train yourself to allow liberation in whatever position that you're in, to be able to move freely. Work on combos that are placed well with each other, that allow you to generate more momentum, more power to deliver to your opponent. Like a 1-2-5 roll followed by a 4, or a 1-2-3 spinning hook kick. These two combinations work really well with each other to deliver the maximum power because you're already in an advantageous position, which will allow you to deliver a more powerful strike. By far the easiest way to flow to me is letting go of what needs to be or what should be. When it comes to different styles in martial arts, there are gonna be rules, parameters that are set in place that are gonna tell you, hey, you can't do it this way, you have to do it this way. And that's okay for the time being that you're learning that particular style of martial arts. But what's not okay is attaching yourself to these styles. Martial arts is all about expressing yourself. Don't approach it like it has to be a system that you have to follow diligently. Treat it like a liberating art form. Don't be afraid about mixing different combos with each other. You might have a strong boxing background, and in boxing, you don't throw elbows. And so for the time being, performing in boxing, don't ever throw an elbow. But when you practice on your own, don't be afraid to throw elbows. As soon as you learn how to throw punches, you're already gonna be good at throwing elbows, just naturally. Because elbows are honestly just shorter extensions of the shoulder. So if you're able to throw a lead hook, you could throw a lead hook elbow. Same thing with an uppercut elbow. When you have a strong foundation in one style such as boxing, then you're gonna be pretty proficient in Muay Thai when it comes to elbow strikes. Taekwondo kicks to Muay Thai knee strikes. You're just making those striking combos a bit shorter. So when you throw a front kick, it's almost the same thing as throwing a front knee. And that's when you learn even more how to establish flow. So throwing a 1-6 in boxing is almost gonna look the same as throwing a 1-6 just using your elbows. And that's why I love the power of forms. Katas. Every style of martial arts has some type of form or kata to it. In boxing, you move your head rhythmically from left to right. That's a form of a kata. Moving left to right is a form. In Taekwondo, you typically bouncing on your toes. In Capoeira, we call it ginga. There is some type of form in every style of martial arts. This right here is the foundation of flow. So get really good at your forms, your katas if you're practicing karate. Forms aren't some useless junk in traditional style martial arts. They're a way to really synchronize the breath, to get more proficient with your strikes, how things should just naturally flow with each other. The key thing is to understand the intent behind these forms. Don't let the idea sink into your head that they're useless. This serves as one of the core pillars of flow. Practice your katas, your forms. Build repetitions off of those different striking combinations. And then that's when you ultimately create a more flow state in martial arts. Build a strong foundation of basics. So in the beginning, when you're hitting a heavy bag with the 1-2, you might look a bit stiff, but over time, as you keep practicing, you're gonna start flowing a whole lot better. And then you take that to your shadow combat where you work on your punches, your kicks, knees, all of that good stuff. And then you start to flow naturally in that state. And that's when you're gonna start to feel a whole lot more confident. Those are the key steps to help establish flow in your martial arts practice. Don't give up on yourself, train hard, be consistent, and most importantly, remain patient. You guys know what to do. Smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed. I'll see you guys next video. Peace and mad love as always. And now shade. Boom. We out, baby.